So we are not to believe because believing is fashion. We are not to believe because our ancestors believed. We are not to believe because someone has forced us to believe. We are on earth to grow. We need to question everything. We need to ask questions. We need to debate um, with an open mind, debate with the hope of learning, and we need, most of all, to use the heart, not the mind. When you use the mind, then there will be contention, isn't it? When you use the heart is unbiased. It's even unbiased yourself. And we need to realize mostly that the enemy of God is using it. Remember that the mind, the carnal mind. The enemy is yourself. Don't look at another person because you are unfinished being yourself. So meaning you need to conquer yourself. That's why just Christ emphasized the kingdom of God is you. You are the key. Whoever shall overcome. Greater things than these will you do. It's about you, right? You are God. Whatever you envision about life, about the giants you dream of, is you. The the savior you dream of is you. In fact, when you say who is a savior, it's someone who opens up your mind to the reality of life. Like Jesus of Nazareth was a key figure, was the right representation of Jesus, as we already said, is our mirror. It's about us still. When you saw Christ, you saw yourself perfect. That's what you can be. You understand? That's why it says we are joint heirs. It says you guys, we are joint heirs. You and can be the same. If in fact you can do greater things than I have done. But what we need is for people to begin to question the status quo, because we know the status quo is built on brainwashing people, is built on ruling another. And questioning doesn't mean violence, because Jesus and many other people who came before us, they taught peace. I told you that there's no any other gospel, there's no any other religion. There's no religion which will bring peace on earth. In fact, religion makes a man mad. You have seen how people are mad with their religion. They can do anything. They'll kill you. They'll rape you. You see? But the simple message to the world, very simple. Paul says, let no man bring to you heavy philosophies about God. He said, let no man deceive you in the simplicity which is in God. The simplicity which is in God, like we say, is by this shall my disciples know that you, pardon me, by this shall the world know that you are my disciples. How? When you have love towards another. And this love is not infatuation or love, it's not racial love, it's not because you are my friend or you are my religion, you are my family. This love is unconditional love. And this love, you don't go and look for it, it becomes in you. This love is dead, it's in every human being. It just needs to be resurrected from man. And if every human being can love one another unconditionally, then the world will be saved. Because love means you need to be one with another person. Father, make them one. Meaning everything is one, 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 one. Remember, it even says, I and my Father are one. It didn't say, I and my Father are unity. Unity means there could be more people, isn't it? But you united. But it says we are one. So if humanity also can be one. One means one race. In fact, I've told you in the past that there is no seven philosophers who come to you. There have been seven major races. There are how many races now in the world? We don't know. There's no race. There was no race. Genesis 11 says the whole world was of one race. You understand? The multiplicity of races came because man sinned, because of disobedience, isn't it? It's like the gods confused you. Restless means you are confused. Now you want to unite yourselves in your confusion. No, even black and white can stay together, but they all keep their own. You know what I mean? You be saying, no, I'm black. Don't call me nigger if you want me and you and me to be okay. You understand? Don't call me whatever. You see? You see? But by this shall the world know that you are my disciples if you have love towards one another. We need to question. We need to learn. Paul mentions this about one notable church at Berea, Acts 17. Are we there? Acts 17, what does 10 say? 10 says, and the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. They went into a place where they were meeting, isn't it? At Berea. These were more noble. He calls them noble. You need to be noble. How? Why were they noble? Why would someone call you noble? Meaning others were not noble. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica. Remember the book of Thessalonians? It's comparing. In that they received the word with all readiness. They were listening eagerly of mind and searched the scriptures daily, not one day, whether those things were so. You understand? Like Braham Tema, when I preach a moment of time, I'm planting a seed in you, brothers. Sometimes you just come compulsively to me and say, so Rev, what you are teaching, so could it mean like this? You've been searching, isn't it? Because you need to search. Because these guys were noble. And how did they believe? Did they just believe because they were scared to go to hell? Or because if you don't believe, then you won't have a job? Or God won't give you something nice tomorrow? They're like children, religious people, isn't it? You see? 12 says, therefore many of them believed also of honorable women, which were Greeks, and of men not a few. You see? Now the Jews, the religious Jews, were jealous. And when the Jews of Thessalonica had known that the word of God was preached of Paul at Berea, they came thither also and stirred up the people. They came to say evil things. And then immediately the brethren sent away Paul to go as it were by the sea, but Silas and Timotheus abode there still. You see? Obviously, those who are of a religious mind will come to disturb what you're discussing. But the point is, we need to create something which is away from our carnal thinking. We need to create a household. And when I say a household, I'll keep saying this. People who are close to me, like Bramtoma, and you people, you begin to understand. The household is a structure which will make culminate into the whole world being one household, isn't it? Like I said, one race, one everything. And it's a simple structure. The construction arrangement of a household is usually a very simple structure. Very little ornamentation, very little religious symbols. It's oriented in terms of its meditation gardens. I'm speaking poetically. Meditation gardens, I mean people are searching, isn't it? They're thinking, they are questioning. Hedged or walled enclosures, each a world of itself, each a retreat against confusion. That's the household. Each so carefully and wonderfully contrived as to give an impression that it's merely nature reaffirming itself, restating its own influence in the life of the individual. You getting me? It's what we're building. The therapy of the household lies in its construction to man's acceptance of life itself. We accept life, learn it, master it, rule it. That man should change his point of view from a disparate struggle to a quiet realization of recognition of essential value. The household retires from human involvement. I'm not talking about using human carnal and thinking like the world. Man experiences the garden, household, only you see, you experience it only as an observer who's keeping the rules, isn't it? For you to see it, you keep the rules. He finds between himself and his sanctuary no interference, no involvement in the fusion of man-made things. We're not talking about carnal things here. The garden itself is so beautiful, put together, that there is no visible indication of human handiwork. The way we build, we don't build with confusion. That's why I was saying we don't come and start hammering. I'll give you an example. The way God told the Israelites to build the temple, He told them, "You build it with hewn stones, cut stone, those stones, and you cut the stones very far away from the construction site. When you bring it at the construction site, you just fit them together. There was no sound of a hammer. Confusion, isn't it? Fighting. You understand? So even as we begin to build the people, like I was telling you, we preach this message. Vamtema, you bear me witness. Many people have walked through that door, and many of them have gone. They haven't gone. Wait, it's a seed. It has to grow. As long as they have brushed themselves with this, they have gone to live their lives. And every day they are comparing. Understand? One day they will just say, "No, I'm going back." It's like a prodigal son. So it's something which, when you have become a hewn stone, you just fit in, fit in, fit in. That's why our relationships are not built with hammering and fighting. We just fit in, isn't it? Fit in. That's why our way of thought cannot be compared with the religious way of thought. Neither can be compared to the political way of thought. We're not inciting people to be violent, isn't it? But to be thoughtful, to allow their heart to fit in nature, to learn nature, to understand nature, and learn to fit where we are supposed to be. We want to fit where we're not supposed to be in nature. Then nature also kicks back, isn't it? You see? It's simply nature recognizing as something of extraordinary beauty. It is as though we looked out through a window or a magnificent sea created by a power infinitely greater than ourselves. This type of garden is very well known not only to the enlightened, but to persons in every walk of life. We understand this dream of this utopian, this heaven, the kingdom life. We don't just know it ourselves. It's vested in man. Every human being who has reached our level, they will look back and remember that there are things in our past which make us relate to what we want. What example can I give? When you were young, you used to go into the bush to trap birds, animals, to go and swim. Then when you look back as you have grown, sometimes you want to shed tears, and that was the best life ever. That feeling, you understand that? That's the feeling which we want man to get to create that God life, which is not created by strife or by human ideologies, but it's created by eating of the tree of life, which is in this world, not the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is human philosophy. The tree of life is Christ itself in us, being unfolding in our hearts and becoming to a point where when Christ becomes in you, when they ask you that who is God, you will say Jehovah. No, I'm not saying say Jehovah like some religious people have have adopted the word. No, God is Jehovah. When you asked the people who coined those words, the word Jehovah means he that becometh. You say it out of experience. Jehovah. I know this name. I know this person. I know this power. Understand? It's out of conviction. Not because that's what you believe in as your church. No. The church is the whole world. and it has one race called human race. Not colored, not black race, not white race. Human race. Humanity. Mhm. So you may find children, like I'm saying, making a pilgrimage to such gardens after school, not because they are told to, but because it represents an interlude which they have experienced as important to themselves. They just go from school. There's a place where they visit before they go visit their sanctuary. Young people, yeah, the young people, older persons, parents, grandparents, simply come and sit for a little while in this garden for purposes of reorientation in an effort to discover relationships with life. A relationship which is lost because of the illusion and confusion resulting from living forever in a man-made environment. We've lost it because of illusions living in a man-made environment, isn't it? To where we're born, like where you brothers were confused to say, how does a man be brainwashed to a point where he thinks the way he's thinking? Because we're confused. But sometimes man will sit down and relive his true nature in some form, like, in his solitude. So the household represents an area that is without pressure. This is what who are trying to create. Something to be experienced and to be accepted without even creed or consideration. Creed, creed, personal beliefs, religions. You do not have to believe anything in order to enjoy the garden. You understand? You can simply do it because you are human, you have found that rest in you. All you need to experience is the need for that garden, need of something internal, quietude. Because we are created of the light. Even the Muslims who have been brainwashed, sometimes they think, why can't we all just be one? Why can't we all just accept Islam and we become one? Just that they are misplacing there. They want everyone to believe in Islam and become one, isn't it? But if we can now all want to be one according to the way nature created us. So this place, it has no pressure. So where in our life is this area without pressure? I'll give you an example. Sometimes sleep. You can create your own life in sleep, isn't it? You can walk on water. You can say sleep represents nature's pattern of correction. It's an individual achieving a complete let down by the loss of consciousness. Having ceased to exist as a person, he finds himself unconscious but free of tension. You'll be sick, you'll be dreaming you're well, isn't it? You'll be lame, you'll be dreaming you're walking. That's an example I can give. Pressure free. In a large sleep is release. That's why I say give up, let Jesus take over. Give up, let Jesus take over. Give up your carnal mind, let your heart. Jesus is represented by your heart. Love God with all your heart. It doesn't say love God with all your soul. It might mention so, but the most important thing is with all your heart. Mhm. So you, in your sleep, in a light sleep, you release yourself. You begin to understand what you are. An individual can never relax until he loses the compulsion of his own selfness. You can never relax until until you lose the compulsion of your own selfness, which people call ego, isn't it? Your ego must die. Your egoism must die. You know, we discuss a lot of things with people. People ask me, people when they'll ask you using these cosmetic terms, they'll say, Reverend, which one is your point of pressure? Because you're always the same. You don't, even if things are rough at work, at tense, you're okay. And you seem to relate with everyone. Me from the cleaner up to the director. People fear to even go into the director's office. Me, the director will even call me, Rev, come. You start talking. You know what I mean? I'll be making tea. I'll be talking to a cleaner and we're having tea with a cleaner. So now the other guy was asking, which one is your point of pressure? I said, I don't have a point of pressure. I'm just human. I know how to relate with people. I respect my boss. Like that young girl. I thought this is my boss. But we relate. You know what I mean? You see? Because man should reach that level where we are not, it's not about me. There are two people who have grown up. Like you're saying, people have come stuck and so in pain and pressure. Even when they walk, when they see a group of people, they have to maintain that, or that you fear them, isn't it? You see, there's pressure there. But we need to release ourselves. Christ says, unless you become as these children, you won't enter the kingdom of God. He's saying you have to give up, isn't it? Release. Hmm? So, one way of conserving energy is to hold on to what you have. Man cannot actually positively create energy. We don't do that, but he can administer the use of it. We are energy, but our business is to administer the use of it. How are we using it? Are we beating? That's why when you use it wrongly, you feel pain, isn't it? You get sick. Even a doctor will tell you easy with work, go and relax home. That's why you're always coming to the hospital for headaches and whatever. Because you're not using the energy you have, you're not administering it well. So we need to administer our energies well. We are our own doctor. I told you we need to go into perfection. We need to reach a level where we don't need someone to lay our hands. Remember, laying on of hands, kindergarten. Of the baptism, kindergarten. No, it's so primary school, isn't it? You don't need someone to know, Pastor, 3 months now. Please lay hands on me. I think I'll be okay if you hold me. But we need to become self. We need to know how to administer our energies well. Mhm. So, man can guard himself against the waste of it. He can use his energy allotments as wisely and as skillfully as his intelligence permits. To do this, he must be conscious of his allotment. He must become aware that his energy is one of his responsibilities. He must administer it as he administers everything in the life he lives. Man's constant with life around him is largely dependent upon the process of the nervous system. Therefore, the nervous energies must be conserved the way you behave. You have to conserve them. They must be properly regulated. You have to control, self control, control yourself. The first individual who realizes that disliking is wrong is the one with whom rests the correction. Disliking is very wrong. I don't like that. I don't like that. It creates tension in you. You see? It creates tension in you. So when you realize that disliking is wrong, you move into your life and make corrections, isn't it? It's about you yourself. Just tell her to just come. Man wasn't fashioned to conquer the world. Ramtem. Though North Korea must conquer this world. They must conquer that. Use that thing. Mhm. So everywhere in the universe is wisdom. Remember, I told you what's their wisdom is Christ, isn't it? Christ, the wisdom of God. So everywhere in the wisdom is Christ. Everywhere in the universe is wisdom, and every creature fulfilling the eternal purpose, whether purposely or unknowingly. I was saying man wasn't fashioned to conquer the world like the Americans behave and the Koreans and everyone. He was fashioned to relax and enjoy the wonder of creation. Supposed to kick back and relax and enjoy each other. No borders. Mubwera Congo kudu. Mwina mapepa. We were not fashioned to conquer the world. We were fashioned to relax and enjoy the wonders of creation. Sharing with life all of the splendor of life itself, man has a better purpose. We're sharing. If you, for example, if you have a land and you share, you make sure you give this fruit good fertilizer, good you dig in it, give it air, isn't it? Give it water. You share, we feed this. It will share with you the good fruit, isn't it? You understand what I'm saying? That's what we were created to do. Even when I meet Bramtema, or if Bramtema meets him, you must always be ready to share something with your brother. So that when they go, they are different. They go feeling relaxed and kicking. I met God. That's why I say some of you unawares, you entertain angels. You know what I'm saying? Hmm? So that's what man was created. That's what we're saying about what we want to build here. Hmm? We share that. So we were not created to fashion to conquer anyone. We were sharing with life all of the splendor of itself. Man has a better purpose. We have a better purpose on earth. Man was born to understand eternity. We were born to understand eternity. Mhm. Eternity means how is it go? Remember, why am I saying man was created to understand eternity? The Bible says the last enemy to be destroyed shall be death, isn't it? Man has to find a way is going to conquer his fallibleness, his destructiveness. Of course, there are different theories. There are a lot of things happening in this world. That's why we need to know. For example, why is sometimes you start thinking this. I'm just thinking now, like Paul will say, I speak like a man. Why is the world created like a dome? It's like it was purposeful. Someone put us in a dome because they can control us, isn't it? If you put something in a dome, you can create you can change the atmospheric pressure, or you can intoxicate them easily. They're in a dome, isn't it? You can control them. For example, some scientists will tell you clearly that if the conditions in the world were favorable, the human body will stop dying. You understand? You see, those are things. That's what I'm saying. You're on earth to grow. You need to think and learn. You might not know, maybe you're trapped. Maybe you need to come out of this. Maybe there's a place away from the dome. That's why all religion primitively say we're going to heaven. You understand? Maybe there's something bigger than that. You see, that's why we're here, isn't it? I'm telling you why we are here. I know I'm speaking like this because I'm speaking to the elders of the church. There's no any other person. I'm speaking freely, right? You see? Why are we in the dome? See? Eh? Hmm? So we need to think like that and create this household to be like that. Are we together? The only thing you need to conquer is yourself, not your brother. You conquer yourself. So we were born to understand eternity. Man is here for the good that he can do. That's why even me, like other people will do and are passionate. I'm passionate. Before I die, I'll make sure I tell people what God has given to me, what we're supposed to be. I move them on a level where they can question, isn't it? They can be free from religion. That's my ministry. You see? So you're here for the good that you can do, for the love that you can share. Life, life lives itself. There's only one thing we give, and that is all we have. You give one thing. Well, What you give the world? Everything you have. You see? We give all we have. We give all we have. Everything is compensated. There's no need for fear. There's no need to fear. Everything is compensated. We fear because sometimes we don't know what is there. But there's no need to fear. If you can do what you are called to do on earth, is to enjoy life, is to give all of yourself. That's why the Bible says there's no greater love than he who gave his life for the friend, isn't it? You see? Every action that is performed must be done with conviction and without self-pity. Feelings, you know, are meaningless and nothing is achieved. Mumbling and grumbling is just misused energy. You're just misusing energy. If you have been putting that energy to good use, and you think, why God, there's no God, why God doing me like this? You are misplacing your energies. Did God say He's going to put a carrot in front of you and feeding you a bit as you go? You are misplacing your energy as you do that. Hmm? Misplaced energies. Sit down, like I said, sit down and become an observer in this world. And if there is something needing help in this world, do it, isn't it? Lend a hand, fix it. Tension is artificiality. Tension is artificial. God didn't create tension. You are in pain because you created it, isn't it? It's artificiality. Sickness is artificial. Whatever God did not create at the beginning is artificial. We created it and we can fix it. That's what the Bible is saying. Any artificiality can be fixed by a group of people, not the one man again. That's why you can't say, no, whatever River has told me, I'll go and try it at my house. No, no, no. It's collectively. Huh? Man is a social being. We should live graciously in life and exit nobly. Live it nobly. If a thing needs doing, if a thing needs doing, it needs doing. It needs doing. When the rain falls, it falls because it is the way of life of rain, isn't it? Rain is falling, it's the way of rain. So the head of things which should be as they are. When a man comes to a decision, he calls a conference and nothing is done. That is the way of man, and that is why things are in such a sorry state. People have called the conference. I tell you, brothers, what to do. Nothing is done. It's the way of man. That's why we are in pain. When the rain falls, it's the way of rain. But when man calls a conference and tells brothers, let's do these things, they don't do it. It's the way of man, and that's why we are suffering. So man needs fixing, isn't it? Man is the only individual who needs fixing. Every other thing is in its place. If it's not working properly, it's because man has confused it. And man needs to fix it, isn't it? Remember that the people and the land are inseparable. If the people who are called by my name begins to pray and shall humble themselves and begin to pray, I will hear and heal their land, isn't it? Meaning their land is damaged because of man. So heal man, you heal the land. Hmm? Learn to be quiet a little bit in your saddle and try to find ways to put yes or no's into all these maybes and perhaps which make up life. Life is maybes and perhaps. So try and put yes and no into them. No, this is not for me. Yes, this is for me. And work at it, isn't it? Maybe and perhaps. Hmm? When you see situations that are wrong, try to clarify them. Are you wrong? Is the situation wrong? Are you afraid to admit that you have been in fault? Have you maintained an hypocrisy until it can be and are endured any longer. You say other people are thoughtless. Have you been thoughtful yourself? You say other people are selfish. Are you unselfish? Face these things very directly. When you face them, solve them. You understand? This stops build-ups. Let's live with convictions, not tension. Things solve themselves as you help them. Just like when a maize plant is not growing, give it some manure. It will sort itself. It will grow. So, in a nutshell, I just wanted us to talk about what we're trying to create here. I don't want us to go in the scriptures and all. I typed a thing bit of my thoughts. In fact, I'll give you this in your flash so that you can go through and read. Because we need, it's us here who need to understand this. Even as we are now creating a structure and a frame, we reach a level where now, because I told you before this household is fully made, we must be ready. That's why it's important for us to be here, even if others are not here, because we need to be ready for the others to see. We are the structure, isn't it? We are what they see. Our behavior, the way we relate, the way we are living our lives. Amen. Any questions? Your contribution? Oh yeah, you want to ask a question? Mm. Mm. Then they are not, because remember that there is no man who doesn't sin. We are born with it. You understand that? Whether it's a baby is born today, it's born with sin. The Bible says, all, not some, all have sinned. Yes. So being like a child is a euphemism. It's an English term meaning you must have a child's heart towards your people. A child, you slap a child now. She'll go and cry after 1 hour, she'll forget. Daddy! She has forgotten about the slap. Now you adults, if I slap you, 20 years, I can't talk to Gorev. What he did to me? No, I can't do that. You see, so it's in our egoistic tendencies, our behavior. We must be like a child. A child's for a child's okay. Let me put it in this way. Revenge does not make it better. I don't care about the past. I don't care how bad your friend did you. You just need to love at present, everyone, unconditionally. And what's important is that I must forgive and you must forgive. We've got to try. I know it's hard, isn't it? So let's be realistic. I must forgive and you must forgive. If we want to bring things back the way they used to be. And the forgiveness, now, what is forgiveness? To forgive is to forget. How can you be mad if you don't remember? So that's what we mean. Behave like a child there because it's difficult. So we tell you if you can adapt the child's behavior, then you can be a child of the kingdom. You see? Not that the child cannot sin, because even now, if you tell me that brother has sinned, he has presented a woman, it becomes a problem for us to avoid that brother if he does not acknowledge his sin and he doesn't want to be corrected, isn't it? We don't hate them. The Bible says you could correct them if they don't change. You avoid them. And avoid them there means forever. We are praying for them. The Bible says, give them to the devil so that they learn not to blaspheme. They learn the lesson, then they come back fast. That's what I mean. Sometimes there's that of saying, we have said, okay, people have got rights. You cannot force an adult. You know? I don't know if I've answered that. Mm. So, Baba Mwanza, question or what have you learned from this little thing? Then Tema, we can close. Mm.
brush them off.
Mhm.
To have the humble like a town, to wear not to wear the spirit of humility.
Mm.
And when you have that heart, when it comes to humble, it's like, okay, now people who think that maybe when you are humble, that you look like a fool, sometimes they think that. But it's because we are trying to not to create that enmity or whatever, hatred, but we want to be so simple to have that simplicity. God is simple.
Mhm.
God of love. We exist because of God's love.
Mhm.
So, out of the spirit of humility, we try to humble ourselves,
Mhm.
to love one another, not to be puffed up,
Mhm.
to become so arrogant,
Mhm.
making yourself feel that you're better than others, but
Mhm.
always be humble.
Mhm.
Love will make us humble ourselves in every
Mhm.
circumstances.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, what I've really learned is that we have to learn from each other.
Yes.
We have to appreciate one another,
Mhm.
cherish and love and cherish one another,
Mhm.
and always love ourselves,
Mhm.
God and our fellow men.
Mhm.
Yeah.
From Tema, what have you learned?
I've learned that as humans,
Mhm.
we need to manage ourselves.
Yes.
We are an energy.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that we can create another energy. But we have already been created. So we need to manage ourselves.
Mhm.
The example you gave of a building where you do the caving of the stone,
Mhm.
said the stone should be caved elsewhere.
Mhm.
When you bring it to the building,
The building
itself,
site, yeah.
yeah, it's already in precision, so it's just
Fits.
fits without any. So that's
Any pressure. Mhm.
without any pressure.
Mhm.
That's the mode we should adopt.
Mhm.
To relieve ourselves of the pressures.
Mhm.
Then just get to a point where now everything
Fits in, yeah.
place. Then we'll have, I think we'll have known God.
Yeah.
To be gods ourselves.
Mhm.
We'll be the light to the others.
Mhm.
That this is the way it's supposed to be done.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know in the religious world there are all these myths there and they have their own beliefs,
Mhm.
but I think they miss it there.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's where they miss it. But people should be. I've seen it in a lot of churches. There are all these confusions.
Mhm.
I think it's because of the, like you've said, the sculpturing of the props.
Yeah.
It's not. They try to fit it there, so
There.
there's all this
Somebody noise, yeah.
until in the end you end up
Breaking everything, yeah.
breaking everything, and you just leave the church
Mm.
the building and done.
Mhm. Yeah. An example I'll give when you want to make your house, you are going to buy blocks. Pressure is there. But you there, you bring them, just fit.
You just
Cement,
fit.
fit, cement, fit. When you build, there should not be any noise. Mm. Even a hammering of the site is a friendly hammering to just make this thing okay, isn't it? Yeah, it's not meant to break.
Not to break.
You see what I mean? Even God will tell Jews to behave like that in their everyday life to teach them about their lives. You tell them, when you build my house, you hewn the stones away from the site. When you bring the hewn stones, people who used to hewn stones were called masons. That's why even now the world has taken the idea of Freemasons. They hewn your lives. They make your lives to conform to what they want. That's why they're called Freemasons. You understand? A mason works stone to break a stone to fit in what he wants to fit. Yes, yes. Those are called masons. It's in the Bible. Mm. So We are not to bring tensions in the household. All of us who have lived our life, who have been hammered in the past, wherever we were, when we come here, we just fit in. Mm. By the word of God, which is our cement, it makes us together, brings us together. Well, I stopped you. Continue.
Yeah.
It was your flow. Mm.
Yeah. So once we feel like that, we've gone through. In life, I think maybe I can put it this way also. That as we've been growing, like you said, you go to as children, maybe you are doing something. When you grow up, you say, "I wish I could go back," but you can.
You can. Yes.
You can.
Just
put your life. Just what do you call it again? Own yourself.
Yeah, uniting yourself.
Yes. Just own yourself, and you can go back to that. Where it was pressure free.
That's what we're saying.
It's just being pressure free.
That's all. And that's what we want to create in our lives. Pressure free. Because we are the energy. God has given us that power to control our energy. And He's not coming to control it for you. Sorry. Because remember, He has rested. It doesn't work anymore like that. That's what it means, He rested. He has deputized you now. You remove pressure yourself. That's why some people fail to remove pressure. They hang themselves. And God doesn't come to cut a rope. I hope you're understanding where we are going with these things. Like I always say, we are not here because we are trying something. We're not here because maybe we don't know how next year will be. We are here, Bramtema, I think you have noticed, because we know what we want. What we are lacking is action, living it. Churches don't know anything. That's why they have to bring a pastor from Nigeria to come and make them feel nice. A crusade. Kitchen. Then they feel, and pastor, what church, you have Nigeria. Baba Kambabu, you know, that's what I mean. They don't know. They are living in illusion. Yes. Who doesn't make them feel nice? They have to go away. We know. Pope John says in the book of First John, the things which we say to you are the things which you have seen and touched and proved. Let's read that one, then we can close. First John. Is it 1:6? So we come here to discuss. That's why I say we must come here with the spirit of discussion and thinking together. Yeah, not just listening to Rev speaking. It's First John. Is it Second John or First John? First John, the things which we speak to, which we say. From one, First John 1, Yeah, First John 1. Good. It says, that was from the beginning which we have heard. Good. That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon, and our hands have handled of the word of life. They have experience when they talk to you. They have looked upon it, they have handled, means they have felt it, isn't it? You see? But in religion, they'll tell you believe by faith. It's illusion. Just there. I just wanted that part which says the things which you see is the things we have seen with our eyes, we have looked upon, because after 10 years you'll be saying that, Brampton. What I'm telling you is what I've seen and touched and experienced, I know. That which we declare unto you. You're done. If we are done, then we close.